Former President Donald Trump makes his first public appearance since rival Kamala Harris picked her running mate. From the Democratic ticket to President Biden stepping aside to the state of the economy, he had a lot to say. It is day 3 of the new Harris-Walz Battleground State Tour, with a campaign stop in Detroit this afternoon and a rally tomorrow in Phoenix. Our campaign reporter, Aaron Navarro, is here with us in studio. Aaron, it was a busy day. So Harris was supposed to go to North Carolina. That got pushed aside because of the weather. They had an extra day in Detroit. How did they use that time?
Kind of striking. You said it's only day 3 of this ticket. It feels a bit longer. Organized labor is crucial. It was crucial to President Biden's coalition of support, and Harris is continuing on that. The UAW was one of the first labor groups to endorse Harris since she officially became the candidate. And you really saw Walz and Harris kind of make the argument that they are connected to the union workers, the middle class, while someone like former President Donald Trump is not. It was kind of striking to me during Walz's remarks. He said, quote, and this is talking about Trump, quote, "He doesn't know you, he doesn't care about your family." So they're really leaning into that contrast, while at the same time, and this is still an early candidacy, not really going into many specifics on their own policies, own ideas. We'll see if that changes in the next couple weeks.
Still waiting for that official platform ahead of the DNC. So we were all watching President Trump today give his press conference from here in the Bureau. I was here on the 2nd floor. You were upstairs on the 3rd floor. And one of the things that really jumped out at us was he mentioned 3 debates. One on September 4th, September 10th, and then there was one more. What have we heard from the Harris campaign? Because she's really only publicly agreed to one debate on September 10th.
And this comes after a couple weeks where Trump was saying he might not do a debate because now it's Kamala Harris and not Joe Biden at the top of the ticket. We know that ABC has confirmed that September 10th, that date is confirmed. Both camps agree to that. And NBC is saying that they are in communication with the Harris and Trump campaigns for that September 25th debate, potentially. Have not heard yet back on the earlier September Fox News debate. The Harris campaign has long been on offense in terms of debate talk with Trump, saying that he's the one to back out. We'll see how they respond to his new challenge for additional debates.
Like she said, if you have something to say, say it to my face. And he said anytime, anywhere. So they're just throwing all this rhetoric around.
Debate over debates.
Debate over debates. Exactly right. So yesterday in Detroit, Vice President Harris, her speech was interrupted by protesters decrying the war in Gaza. Let's play a clip of what she had to say.
I'm here because we believe in democracy. Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now. I am speaking now.
She really handled that moment differently than President Biden, who was regularly interrupted with similar decries against the war in Gaza.
And she gave a very stark acknowledgement of the political realities of this in a state like Michigan, where it can be so tight. Later on, she said in response to some of the protesters, "If you want Trump to win, just say that, but I am speaking." It's interesting, too, because before she spoke, she met with 2 leaders of the uncommitted movement. These are the pro-Gaza protesters that organized kind of protest votes during the primary towards President Biden. And they seemed receptive. They said that she was open to another meeting with them, and showed a lot of empathy for their stories and what they're hearing from their communities about Gaza. So it's interesting to see how she will navigate this issue in the next 80, 90 days.
And this is a powerful group in Michigan, right? Like, these are people, especially from largely Arab communities, thinking about Dearborn, Michigan, where there's a large Palestinian community who, when they voted in the primary, as you said, they voted uncommitted as a protest to President Biden's position on the war on Gaza in support of Israel. She really has a fine line to walk because she supports our biggest ally, Israel. Personally, her husband's Jewish, but at the same time, a lot of the Democratic base has taken issue with this war.
In Michigan, the uncommitted vote was 100,000, well over the margin between Trump and Biden in 2020, Clinton and Trump in 2016. So it'll be crucial for Democrats to keep that coalition, as well as just, appease the progressives that seem to be excited about Governor Walz being added to the ticket. We'll see how long that lasts as her policies on Israel and Gaza seem more defined.
And younger voters who they definitely have momentum with. Aaron Navarro, thank you so much. Our Huey-Burns is with us now. She was at former President Trump's press conference today. Caitlin, thanks for joining us. Let's listen to some of what Trump had to say today.
We have somebody that hasn't received one vote for president, and she's running, and that's fine with me. But we were given Joe Biden, and now we're given somebody else. Kamala's record is horrible. She's a radical left person at a level that nobody's seen. She picked a radical left man that is, he's got things done that he has positions that are just not, it's not even possible to believe. We have a very, very sick country right now. You saw the other day with the stock market crashing, that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse, in my opinion.
Caitlin, we haven't seen former President Trump take questions like this in a long time. Why now?
Yeah, Adriana, good to see you. Who took questions for over an hour at his Mar-a-Lago resort. And this was designed to show a contrast with the Harris campaign. Trump saying that Harris hasn't taken questions from the press since she was essentially announced as the nominee, and especially since she announced Tim Walz as her running mate. So this was designed to not only steal some headlines for Kamala Harris, who has been enjoying, in Trump's word, a honeymoon period, but also to try to draw this contrast by taking questions. That's significant because Trump has not been on the campaign trail this week. J.D. Vance has. He's been following Kamala Harris to nearly every stop on this battleground state tour, but Donald Trump has actually just been here in Florida. We haven't seen him in public since a rally that he had in Atlanta on Saturday. He's expected to go to Montana tomorrow. Montana is not a battleground state, but there is a significant big Senate race there that he said that he is hoping to turn out voters for. So significant because he hasn't been on the campaign trail, but wanted to take this time to kind of set up that contrast with Harris.
And Caitlin, you asked the former president about polling. Let's play that clip.
Well, it changes around a little bit. I'm getting other voters. Perhaps, you know, I was doing very well with black voters, and I still am. I seem to be doing very well with black males. This is according to polls, as you know. It's possible that I won't do as well with black women, but I do seem to be doing very well with other segments, extremely well with Hispanic. Jewish voters way up, white males way up. White males have gone through the roof.
Caitlin, how has the Trump team, interpreted these numbers?
Well, remember, this Trump campaign had been built to run against Joe Biden. So they have had to change their strategy to compete against Kamala Harris. I actually asked Trump if he had to kind of recalibrate how he was recalibrating his strategy to run against Harris. And he said that he's not changing anything, that it's the same policies and the same administration. A group of reporters and myself met with Trump campaign officials today for a briefing on how they see the race. And they've noted that polls do show the race tightening because polls show that the Democratic base has coalesced around Harris and become more energized. Trump mentioned black voters in particular. For the past several months, he's been trying to make a play for black voters. The Trump campaign has seen in their polling that black women voters have come around in support of Harris and seen some uptick in numbers there. But younger black men are kind of the target for this campaign. But still a very tight race, especially in these battlegrounds.
And we'll have our top CBS News pollster joining us later in the show to break it all down. Huey-Burns in front of a beautiful scene in Florida. Thank you so much for joining us.